What's up, YouTube? It is your boy Sanchez 405, y'all. I'm coming back at you. It has been a while. It's been about 3 weeks. I've watched every preseason game, but as you can tell, I've got new digs in the background. Got a nice new setup here. Um, Man, I'm excited to be back, especially with the title of the video talking about the roster getting ready to get trimmed down. We are 10 minutes past the hour, 11 minutes past the hour. We're waiting to hear who's getting cut. We've heard some stories. Josh Doxson probably going to be the biggest one. He's either going to get traded or released if they can't make a deal. There's still that issue with Trent Williams and company, but you're going to have to roll with the punches. But just even to start out, before I even get into the roster and all that good stuff, this Trent Williams thing, it's starting to become laughable. It's something very common to what the Burgundy and Gold they've done in the past. They have it's just, I honestly think that Trent Williams should probably just file a restraining order against the Redskins, because it's like that dude who goes out with that girl and the girl says, we never dated or we're done. And he's like, oh, there's still a chance. That's what Bruce Allen is looking like right now. I wish he would get cut from this 53-man roster or whatever it is, because it's a bad look. The media already hates the Redskins because of the name. It's just something more laughable. I don't know if he wakes up in the morning, it's like, hey, I'm just going to find a way to screw us and look bad, but make sure everybody believes it. It's like, that person who lies about everything, and everybody knows they're lying, but he thinks he's telling everybody the truth. It's a believable lie, I guess. I'm not sure. To us, it's not, y'all. What's up? Thank you for the analogy. I appreciate the compliment there. But I did see JP Finley. He had a couple of things out here on Facebook, and I'm trying to pull that stuff out right now to see. Yeah, and the updates. They were talking about 7 wide receivers coming out. I know Adonis Alexander, he's been cut, the supplemental draft pick from a year ago. So didn't really last that long. He didn't really show flashes in the regular season. A big name, Cam Sims, from all intents and purposes. We got the different Sims this year. Cam Sims from Alabama, he may get cut, probably will get cut. And then Steven Sims, who looked good in the preseason. Cam Sims, I don't know if he's still recovering from that injury, but he looked off, especially in that last game. Him and Dwayne Haskins, they were working together on the sideline in between offensive drive, running, trying to get their timing down and all that good stuff. But and he went right after him, and then next play on third down, and it just looked like he couldn't time the ball, whether the Baltimore defender had him or whatnot. I'm not really sure about that, but other than that, that's what JP Finley is reporting as well. Let's see here if I can get it. It's kind of funny. They say this stuff's supposed to be out at 4:00. That's the deadline. You think people know what their cuts are going to be, but we got to wait like another 30 doggone minutes just to get the stuff. But yeah, tell me what y'all think about what throughout the preseason. I thought that Donald Penn, he's going to be starting at left tackle. Case Keenum, I figured that was going to be the starting quarterback even from the jump. Some people said, well, maybe they might be releasing somebody here pretty soon. With Case Keenum, I was like, no, I just think as much common sense that the Burgundy and Gold doesn't have, sometimes I really think they were going to keep Case Keenum. Still waiting here to hear some breaking news, but I'll read off JP Finley's his prediction for the roster. Going to take 3 quarterbacks for the foreseeable future. Case, Colt, and Haskins. And then they're going to have 5 running backs. Marshall's going to actually make the team. And then you got P. Rich, you got Quinn, McLaurin, Harmon, Davis, Sims. And surprise, Cam Sims got cut. Yeah, I could see that, why you'd be surprised, and happy that Doxson is gone. I hate to say I'm happy to see him gone, but he was never effective. He was hurt. He dropped the ball. The boy couldn't catch a cold. He couldn't hit water if it fell out of a boat. That's pretty much what that was. And Bruce, we say, if Flowers made the team and is starting anywhere on the land, I'm considering a lost season. Oh gosh, well I guess you're gonna consider a lost season because Jay already said he's gonna be starting at left guard. Mr. Amir, what's up, pal? What's up? Tell me what you think in them comments, because we can't do Google Hangouts anymore. Might have to get you to call me. Maybe we can get you up on the mic. I don't know, but we'll figure that out. But he also thinks that Jordan Reed, that's another thing. Jordan Reed suffered concussion back there in week 3 of the preseason down there in Atlanta. Amir and I, we've talked about this off YouTube, where we haven't really been on here that often. It's time to consider with Jordan Reed. No matter the talent, we won't deny the talent, but at the end of the day, this is just a game, and you got your livelihood to think about. I mean, it's the same thing. People got mad at Andrew Luck. I'm not mad at Andrew Luck, but he got to the point where he was like, I can't do this no more. I can't. And Jordan Reed, I mean, this is something he's got to think about, because these concussions, they can have ramifications later along in life. So I think he really, really needs to think about that. Of course, Vernon Davis, Sprinkle, who I thought played great in the preseason. And was Amir saying, that's right, it's his livelihood. His life is in question at this time, with his 5th concussion dating back to his days at Florida. Yeah, you seriously got to think about that, fam. Brutus, are there any good left guards that have been cut that we could possibly pick up? I have to look at that. Right now, it's just media speculation. This is just reading off of what JP Finley's thinking from what he's heard. He also thinks Penn, Flowers, Royer, Sheriff, Moses, they'll be the starting offensive line. And then Wes Martin, who, to your point, Brutus, I think he'll slip in if Eric Flowers flying, because I'll agree with it. I'm not going to say he won that race. I think because he has the experience in NFL game, that's probably why they're going to give him a start. You think back to like 2010, they started out, Mike Shanahan had Derek Dockery, didn't fit his system, but he had more experience than Corey Lichtensteiger, and they kind of flipped those guys out. Maybe that's something that will happen already. So we'll see about that. And then Bergstrom is still going to be there, 3rd season in a row, and then Jerron Christian, defensive line. Obviously, the big boys that meet up front, Payne, Allen, Ionitis, the law firm, as I'm going to start calling them, because it does sound like somebody that would have your legal defense team right there. There you go, our legal defense team with the burgundy and gold. And then Settle, Brantley, not really surprising there. Kerrigan, Sweat, Anderson, McKenzie, Brailford, who's going to be on the IR, at linebacker, outside linebacker, inside Sean Dion Hamilton, Josh Harvey-Clemens, Holcomb, and then Bostic, and then you have 6 corners. He's got 6 corners making it. Norman, Dunbar, Moreau, DRC, Moreland, and Stroman. And I think Moreland, he's been the MVP of the preseason. Anytime he was out there, he made a play. So I can't wait to see this dude ball out next week in the city of brotherly hate. And then we got safeties Collins, Nicholson, DeShazer Everett, and then Troy Apke. You know, and one name we didn't hear on there, Samaje Perine. Reportedly, he's going to get cut. I always find that the one thing I hate about Redskins preseason is that we get to listen to Joe Theismann, and he said that Samaje was running real hard, had 15 carries for 30 yards in the preseason. Y'all do the math on that for me real quick. What does that average out to? 2 yards per carry. Yeah, he's running hard. He's running real hard. We can blame the offense line, whatever you want to, but gotta have that little bit of effort there. Bryce Love, if you got any questions about him, you know, he's not going to count for the roster because he's going to be on like that special injury list, and they're going to give him a red shirt, so we won't see him until next season. But yeah, going back to Samaje, I really like the size and the build of the guy that came out of Oklahoma, and he just never was able to find his way. He had opportunities, especially in his rookie season. I mean, he ran the doors out of New Orleans in that loss back in 2017. Yes, Theismann is awful. He's awful. You know, Theismann is like your drunk uncle. He's your drunk uncle that always gives you money when you see him. You love him. You love him, but, you know, he's kind of creepy. You got your girlfriend with you. He's really creepy. He's kind of annoying. Or he's your uncle that's always trying to push things on you. That's what Joe Theismann is. He kind of fell out with me. Y'all know I did the video back in what was it, June, when he said some things about Dwayne Haskins. He could have obviously been joking about when he said, "Oh, the league done messed up. It's like we're gonna have to work with him on the proper English." I'm like, don't say that. Not in this climate, you know. But yeah, I can't stand. Can't stand him. Listening to him. I love what he did for the team. I love what he did for the Redskins. But you know, and even going back to when Colt McCoy got injured, he's like, Alex Smith. He's like, he made it all about himself. This is me. This is me. This is what happened to me when I did this. Joe Theismann. That's why they call him, Joe Theismann, not Theismann. They did it to rhyme with Heisman and hard I in there. So can't say Theismann without the letter I. And that's what Joe is. Let's see. We got some updates here. Even around the league, we saw some breaking news. LaShawn McCoy is getting cut by the Bills. And something that the Redskins after Jadeveon Clowney, and it looks like it looks like the Seahawks, the other birds in the West, have agreed to terms to trade for Jadeveon Clowney. So that defense just got that much better, and the Redskins sat on their hands the whole time, and you could have put somebody on that edge. You could have had a bona fide edge rusher opposite side of Ryan Kerrigan, elite, and then you have your above average one with Kerrigan. Oh my God. Could you imagine that defense? Like, this offense ain't going to be that impressive this year, boys and girls. I really don't. It's going to be like watching old school football, just physical, running the ball the whole time, whether it's Peterson, whether it's Geis. Glad we didn't go after Clowney. Also glad I'm glad the Eagles didn't get him either. Twice this offseason, Theismann said Maurice Harris was the player to look out for to have a breakout season. I don't know where he had signed. Yeah, that's old crazy Joe. Old crazy Uncle Joe, y'all. That's exactly what that is. Let's see here. I guess the Redskins are holding on to their cards because they only got like 3 cuts. Let's see here. Let's see what our notable Saturday cuts are here on NFL.com. Yeah, of course, we said Samaje P. Ryan, 8 carries, 32 yards last season. I mean, he was in the dots with Jay Gruden the whole time. The whole time. I find it kind of funny, though. He should have talked to Ryan Grant about how he could hang on with the Redskins there, but, obviously that didn't work out. Some other news getting ready for let's take a look at the Eagles and see what they released, since this is a team we're going to see next week. Let's take a look and see if they've got any. Maybe they might go back out and get Shady McCoy. Yeah, they went out and released that running back Wendell Smallwood, Orlando Scantrick. Hell, they've got Wendell Smallwood on here twice. Cody Kessler. So nobody really surprising. Stefan Wisniewski came in there. So, they're going to be ready. And people are talking about Carson Wentz and what he's going to be doing this year. And they've got him as like number 2 on the power rankings for ESPN to be the MVP. Don't get me started on that. I'm serious. Don't get me started. I like Carson Wentz as a player. I like what he does. But you got a cat who's never won a playoff game. Granted, you can count that injury in there, who had I'm going to still call 17 an anomaly season for him, because he had that year to learn, his first year in 2016. Then he kind of bounced back with the injury a little bit, had some decent numbers, but this is the year for him. This is the year for him to prove that, he's worth it. I've honest, people call me crazy when I say, y'all can call me crazy. I would pay Dak Prescott before I pay Carson Wentz. Go look at the numbers. Y'all go look up the numbers and pull them up for me. Pay Dak Prescott before you get Carson Wentz. Because, and I tell you, the one stat I care about in that whole thing, availability. Dak has not missed a game. We can talk about Zeke. Zeke was there. He ran the ball. The boy's never had a losing record in the NFL. Never. In his 3 seasons. Or were they 12-4 last year, 9-7 the year before that, and then they were 12-4, 13-3, some asinine number. Excuse me, his rookie season. So y'all got to look at, that's what I'm talking about, the context of what Dak Prescott does, or what he can lead these guys. And hopefully Zeke holds out for another 3, 4, 5 weeks. By that time, week 2, now that'd be some crap if he come back in week 2 when the Redskins are getting ready to open up against him. Yeah, tell me what y'all think. Who you think should get that money? Carson Wentz or Ezekiel? I know. Oh God, Carson Wentz or Dakota, Dak Prescott. Who should get that money, y'all? Let's see here as we're still. Greg Stroman. Yeah, and it is John Keim has reported that the Redskins have cut former first rounder Josh Doctson. So it's official. Doctson is gone after they failed to trade him. So somebody will go and pick him up. He was outshined by Terry McLaurin, as that's what the article is related to. And then Calvin Harmon came through, and then they'll also keep Steven Sims Jr. and then Trey Quinn, Paul Richardson. He, of course, is going to be the number 1 wide receiver. Hopefully he can stay healthy. He was derailed by injuries last season. So, we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen there. Chick Hernandez reporting. He's like, the writing was on the moon, was on the wall moons ago. So, see, still checking here. And another one coming across, Chargers reportedly grant Melvin Gordon permission to seek a trade during his holdout. They wait that damn long to do that. That's the most asinine thing I've seen. Let's see here. Jeremy Reeves, he was released too, and he'll probably go to the practice squad, according to John Keim. So, in Reeves, he showed flashes as well last season. Well, shoot, preseason. Good Lord, trying to get my bearings about me here. Yeah, but like I said, new digs. A lot of stuff's been going on. I've been watching all the preseason games, had opportunities to do that, but made some personal changes, but now ready. Got a nice new setup here where I can just stretch out. Got the TV right there. I can watch a game. I actually take y'all one day when the games are on here and break down halves. I'll be doing a halftime update. Won't be doing the live streams because that's just too much of downtime. Be doing that. Any breaking news, of course. We're back for the regular season. I keep on saying we're back. Like we never go anywhere. We're just ready. We're ready to rock and roll, y'all. Let's see here. If we can get another update. Oh, yeah, and Sean Wilson, Matt Flanagan. Wilson probably will be moved to – this is all according to the Washington Post. These guys will get cut probably. And Chason Kidsey, they'll probably be the wide receivers out. I think Kidsey still can come. And I thought he did well, especially early on in preseason, especially in the Cincinnati game. And then also against Cleveland, he had a couple of catches where he hooked up with Dwayne Haskins. These were as of 2:05. Can't wait to see what Darius Geis is getting ready to do. And they're talking about Donis Alexander. He might get pinned back onto the practice squad. Zach Karen, who got picked up late last season, the guard, he's going to get cut. Also, Kari Clark. Flanagan was waived. JoJo Wicker been cut, and then Andrew Ankara. Am I saying his name right? The guy who was in the Alliance of American Football, wherever that thing was that canceled after 6 weeks. He's going to get cut too. Ashton Lampkin, he's getting cut. Austin Mulatto, the defensive lineman, Gary Johnson, who had just got picked up a couple of weeks ago, he's going to get cut too. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be on the practice squad as well. I imagine that some of these names that we've kind of grown to have a little affection for, I think they're going to be on there as well. But we'll see. They're going to cut down. I think we won't see too many surprises. There weren't too many guys who don't make the roster that don't show out that aren't going to make the roster. I think if you want to say a surprise, Josh Doctson, just because of his draft status from a couple of years ago. I thought that was kind of a bad pick anyway. One of Scott McCloughan's like that 2016 was rough. And shout out to Sua Cravens, man. Talking all that stuff, got his butt kicked right out of Denver. Don't talk about, I mean, this is just advice for anybody in life. This is a life lesson from Sanchez. Don't talk bad about your old employer because it'll screw you up. It will screw you up. He might land with somebody else, and good for him if he does. But don't start that stuff. Don't. That's just bad. That's bad karma, bro. And I mean, he saw it. I think their safety, their defense backfield was kind of jam packed. So we'll see. We'll see what I hope he lands on his feet. Although he acts like he lands on his head every time he opens his mouth. So. To be continued with Mr. Cravens. See, we'll make one more check before I drop off here. I'll just stay with you guys for half an hour. Let you get back to watch some college football, y'all. I tell you this, I was watching a little bit of Boise State and Florida State earlier today, and I turned the game off. I thought Florida State had the game. I get a text message. You see, Boise State went out there to Tallahassee and took it to them boys. Hey, man, that's wild. That's wild. Oh, my gosh. All right, I don't see any updates, but as updates come out, maybe put up a video tomorrow, talk about it a little bit. But hey, y'all, they cutting down the 3. I don't think there's going to be that many surprises. Like I said, Josh Doctson, probably the biggest surprise out of all of them, just because of where he was drafted. Samaje Perine, the writing was on the wall for him. Adonis Alexander, he might come back as a practice squad player. So, that's 10 of these guys will get picked up, and maybe the Redskins might add a couple to that roster. We'll see. See how that left guard spot, as we talked about earlier, see how that pans out for the Burgundy and Gold. But you know what, y'all? You like what you see? Hit that like button for us. Subscribe. Tell everybody about us. We're going to be having a lot of things. Mr. Mir, he does his videos on here as well, too. So show that brother some support when he gets on here and he does his reactions. And then maybe hopefully we can get on here and do a quick schedule preview. Y'all know historically I don't really like to do these things just because I think it's bad juju. I'm superstitious about a lot of stuff. I admit that right now. There's certain things on game day I just don't do. Certain things on game week I don't do. I don't bet. People always ask me, you want to bet? I said no, because one, I don't like my money. I don't like losing money. There's no fun in that. And two, I just think the team's going to lose even if I bet. It's just one of them things, y'all. But we love you guys here. As always, what we say here, love, peace, and hell. And we'll be talking to you real soon. I'm Sanchez 405. I'm out, y'all. Have a good rest of y'all's college football opening weekend.